Welcome gamers to another One Piece Bounce Rush video. So in today's video we're going to be looking at the young Doflamingo, the blue attacker. Yes, the one we thought he aged like milk, but he's aged quite well. So on to his skill 1, the parasite. It's a long range area attack and it inflicts confuse, nullifies stagger, and a speed debuff. This along with his traits can do very decent damage. It's actually insane, and it can remove King's invincibility, capping trait, Akainu's dodges, so it's all wonderful and stuff. And it has great cooldown plus with his crit traits. So with his skill 2, the spiderweb god threat, it's still a really good skill. There's a shield and it blocks attacks that don't penetrate walls or any basics, and it's really good. I feel it is aged quite well, but maybe the HP could have been higher than the 150%. It has a great cooldown along with its traits and the 40 seconds, and the shield effect time could be a bit longer, but 15 seconds is quite okay. Maybe 20 seconds would have been a bit better, but other than that, there's no problems with that. And he has the typical attacker team boost. Let's not stress ourselves when it comes to that. So yes, Doflamingo is like my favorite villain in One Piece, and he's really powerful in this version and just absolute. So looking at his traits again, still has that crit buff attacker trait, the 300%. This is really good, especially when you combine with crit medals and the fact that your teammates die a lot of times. And he has the revive, same as the red Doflamingo, the red one also has that, so that's his trait. And then he gets damage increase in enemy treasure when attacking enemy. You don't get this effect a lot because it's a shield character and usually attacks enemies outside the treasure, so there's a flaw in that. He should have just got damage increase without that treasure restriction. And then anytime he's attacking an enemy, his shield, the skill 2, gets an incredible cooldown, and combined with the down effect, like the people when they're standing but they're downed, you can get your shield quite easily back even while people can't attack you. So when his HP is below 50%, he increases his damage by 100%, normal attack damage, not skills or anything else, just normal attacks by 100%, and he nullifies status. You can tell this trait was purely made to counter Akainu, because this game does that, like with King and the newer EXs that are coming out. In the place of that trait, they would have that trait to remove status notifications from Shanks and all of that. And then when he KOs an enemy, he recovers skill 1 by 30%. Wish he was skill 2, but he already gets skill 2 cooldown as well, because his shield is the best thing about him. So he has basic traits, like all these 4 traits don't have like insane amount of damage and everything, but when you put him in the game, he's really a menace. And then he has increased critical damage by 20%, the boost rate for an attacker. This one is great because like Dofi, Uta, and all these other crit attackers, they can benefit heavily from this and do massive damage. So on to the first gameplay. So with this gameplay, the new Kaido is there, and some other EX characters. So with Doflamingo, you really want to have good teammates that can help you take care of your enemies that you struggle against, especially Shanks. With King, Big Mom, you are able to be provided that support, which is great. And I definitely wouldn't have done this gameplay if it wasn't for that. So and vice versa, you can help out Big Mom and working against their counters because you're a blue attacker, and those are like Uta and all these other Kainus, the red attackers that can counter these units. You can take them out with ease. So with Kaido, I mean, as long as he does not hit you with his fast basic attacks and you stay behind your shield, you're good. But you know, as a Doflamingo player, you need to be smart and know that if you put your shield, people can wait. Like they just, if you're alone and don't have allies, like they can wait for your shield to wear off and then attack you then. So that is a flaw that he has. Like he can't put pressure on the enemy without his shield. So that's one thing people over time know that this is weakness. But there's some people you can get that want to Hakai his shield and just destroy it really fast, and you know you can benefit from that. Yes, you see, Dofi is doing well. I'm not getting challenged by the Kaidos. They're out there trying to back up, but my team is, you know, doing what it can to defend. So yes, Kaido right there. Then time my skill to just enough. But yes, Kaido's normals are actually insane. They're really fast. You can out pressure your basics like crazy. I tried 3v1, but yes, that's another flaw of Dofi. Against 2 or 3 characters, he can't, you know, do much. And that Kaido just teleported behind me with the shield. You know, connection. It's always like that. So I respawned to Vista just to finish off the match. Because I think I showed Dofi quite well, like he can still hold himself in the meta. Yeah, I just threw my counter there because, you know, Utas, they just spam skill 1. And that, you know, just to make the Uta panic a bit then. Because I thought she didn't have a skill. Because people at spawn already fought my teammates. They just used the counter just to play. Just to get one normal attack from them. And the Roger cancelling my counter. Roger's broken as ever. Just like his former crewmate Shanks. And then, yes. This is just making sure that this is fine. And he's also a very good unit, also a critical character, and the critical medals will work best with him as well. Yeah, that was an easy game, even with 2 Kaidos. But granted that the Kaidos are still 5 stars and they're still working on him to be 6 stars, I'll take all the advantage I can get, of course. So on to the second gameplay. So on the second gameplay, there's Kaido, there's Shanks, there's Zephyr, all types of EX. I think that's an all EX match. Typical global matches, as you know. No one plays the Bounty Fest or the Step Ups anymore. So we go in with Dofi. And of course, you must build him, you know, HP and attack. He doesn't need defense, he's plastic. He does not have defense buff or damage reduction or anything like that. His shield is his best defense. So you optimize that with like your HP build, yeah, and put the rest of it on attack. And another flaw with Dofi is that his normal attack damage is restricted below 50%. You really don't want it, because when you're using a crit set, you're healing, and then you above that 50%, and his damage below, above 50% is not as good as it should be, especially against the clean unit. The Zephyr is annoying. His skills somehow bypass my shield and all those crazy stuff. But yeah, and also, I don't know how many of you know this, another trick with Dofi you can do is if you stand in the middle of between the shield, you will not receive damage from either side, which is really good. But there's some skills, like the Zephyr skills, that, you know, can, you know, damage you in between, even if you are in between the shield. So you have to be wary about that. Dodge when dodge skills that need to be dodged, that can penetrate your wall, like that Big Mom laser cannon. It's really annoying, because not deadly, but Dofi is not of a tank, but you won't get one-shotted from that. Yeah, I just wanted to get Vista out of the way so Dofi can have all the fun in that match. As you can see, where I'm at right now, the connection is really insane. I can barely, you know, play with, like, in this game you need to have, you know, good connection just to be able to perform really well. Oh, I was just in between the shield. That Roger Camusar didn't get it. That was lucky. EX Luffy, he didn't wipe out Dofi from the meta, of course. At the time, because Dofi came out just after Akainu, but with EX Luffy and Kaido, only Kaido was like counted to Dofi because Dofi couldn't kill Kaido because of his defense buff. Since he only has damage increase and doesn't have attack buff, he can't do damage to Kaido. The blue one, not the green one, because there's 2x Kaido now. And the Parasite, luckily it did damage, because usually during team boost, the Parasite, it just heals the Shanks, like it does 0 damage. It just heals them 30% each and every time, because it does about 20% damage, each hit, and then it just heals them. So Shanks is even amazing, even against using the skill. Bull Kaido was skill blocked, but my Parasite was enough to kill him there. And of course, and so with Dofi, I mean, I feel like you can still get top 100 with this character, and that's as far as you can go. Top 50 will be a little bit hard for him because his win rate consistency has dropped a lot, to be sure. So on to the third gameplay. So there's a bunch of EX Luffys. EX Luffy can be a problem if he gets you, be like without your shield, or he gets you through your shield because of, the lag between you traveling behind your shield and all of that. So yes, he can be a problem. And if, you're against 2 EX Luffy at the same time, and there's nothing you can do, just take all the damage. So as you know, with Dofi, it's really just, shield prioritization and then making sure you bait, your enemies well and place your shield where you can and be patient. I mean, with him, you really need to be patient. If you feel like you need to attack and defend, you could, provided if you can see like, okay, the enemy won't kill me, or I can stall much time for my teammates, then decide to go for that back cap. I don't know if that's ever got DC or what, so I just said, okay, it's not worth doing that. Let me just help my team out here. And then the Shanks fell into my Parasite and got yeeted and absolutely KO'd. So that was amazing. So this Usopp is being alright, and another Shanks came, tried to do Parasite, and lucky perfect dodge. I think the Shanks launched this later. That shouldn't be a perfect dodge, especially with the connection I have. Put the shield to protect the Zephyr. So I don't think he's bot since he's dodging without the enemy being there. Okay. Oh, this EX Luffy wants the Zephyr real bad, but I tried to protect him, but the Usopp. Oh, better to take the Usopp skill than that Shanks skill. Oh, unlucky. It was all because of connection on state. That, attacks happen earlier than I see it on my screen. And then, of course, catching up with Vista. I mean, he's an amazing pair, especially with Dofi. With attackers, you really need to prioritize runners, because once you get to those clutch stages of the matches, like, you will struggle using a defender and attacker pair because you need flex, especially in this game where the big moms are just always there in every match. Yeah, you need the runners that annoy them like King, or like just put pressure on them, get them out of the flag so you can damage them and all of that stuff. Yeah, some Vista gameplay, as you can see, and this Usopp is still alive. Man, so many Usopps are pure reds, especially this Red Usopp. He had his head, especially when his Roger and the Odin were in their prime. He was killing them like nothing, even at 4-star. So I hope you guys, enjoyed the gameplay and what it had to offer. Subscribe, like the video, share the video, do all that wonderful stuff, and enjoy your day.
そんなほどのお前らじゃ何も面白くねえ。